guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Vagisha Mishra. If you want to watch more pageant reviews and updates, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also turn on the bell icon so you'll be the first to get notified whenever a video goes live at my channel. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the South and the East Zone finalists who have been shortlisted by Femina Miss India organization, and shortly on November 30th, Miss India organization is going to announce their top 31 finalists who will then be representing at Femina Miss India 2020, thereby to win the title of Miss World India and Miss Grand International India. So I took a poll on Instagram asking my followers if they want to see the top 31 state finalist review all together at once, or do they want to watch the zonal reviews at my channel, and 57% of you voted for the zonals review. So here I am, I'll be talking about the South and the East Zone finalists in this video. So without further ado, let's get started. Starting with the South Zone finalists, the first state which I'm going to talk about is Telangana. So I feel that Telangana is Manasa Varanasi's to lose. After watching Manasa Varanasi, I feel that she's really one of the strongest candidates who has been shortlisted till now at Femina Miss India 2020 batch. She's very tall and I really liked her audition videos, be it her introduction video or be it her runway video. She was very poised and composed on the runway as well as in the introduction video when she was introducing herself. Looking at her overall personality, I feel that she's quite mature and confident, and it is these kind of the girls who actually go ahead in the competition, who know what vision they have in the coming future. I really like the somber expressions on her face, and she's the one whom I am looking forward to at Femina Miss India 2020 if she wins her state title. Apart from Manasa, I really like Shalini's walk and her photogenic features. Other than her, I really liked Grishma's photo shoots pictures as well. But after looking at all the aspects, I think it's Mansa who should win the title of Miss Telangana. Now coming to Tamil Nadu, Tamil Nadu won its last Femina Miss India crown in 2018 when Anukriti was titled as Miss World India, and this time as well the state seems to be very strong in the competition. Talking about Varsha Sri Ganesh, I feel that I'm really impressed by her communication skills. Now here when I'm talking about her communication skills, it's not what she's saying but how she's saying it. So she certainly grabbed my attention for the right reasons. She's quite photogenic as well, and I feel that she has what it takes to go ahead in the competition. Talking about Dussehra, I think she's very photogenic and I really like how she projects her photogenic facial features on the camera. She's very good in front of the camera. Other than her, I also liked the soft and convincing aura of Raina Garg, who is a CP finalist, Campus Princess finalist. I think she has done a great job in delivering her introduction speech because she did not sound rehearsed at all. And this is something which I'm really looking forward to in any contestant who is preparing herself for any pageant. So you have to sound quite spontaneous, and I think Raina Garg did a great job with it. Now Sindhu Priya also impressed me with her great academic qualifications. She's a doctor by profession and I was very impressed with her overall achievements. But other than that, I did not really find that convincing aura which is quite needed in order to shine at any pageant. Her voice does not seem quite commanding. Talking about Ritika Srinivas, I think she really impressed me with her vivacious personality. She's fun to watch for and she talks really well. I like her facial features and she looks great in motion. Talking about the South Zone, I think this is the state which is really difficult to pick one winner here, and hence I feel it is either Varsha, Ritika or Raina's game to lose. Talking about Karnataka, I think that Anisha Rane is my winner from Karnataka. I have been following her journey since 2016 when she first participated in Femina Miss India, and since then I have really admired her a lot. A great speaker, a talented artist and overall an amazing candidate to look for, I think Anisha Rane is at her best at this moment. She speaks really well, she connects well with the audience and she has that it factor in her which is needed to shine at any pageant. So Anisha Rane is somebody whom I am looking forward to in this journey. Other than Anisha, Sukanya Girish in the Karnataka batch also seems to be quite impressive. But if we have to talk about one contestant who can give a very tough fight to Anisha Rane for winning the title of Miss Karnataka, it shall be Spurti. I really love the spontaneity she brings in her speech and the way she connects with the audience. She does not sound rehearsed at all. She speaks like she means it from within. Manmeet too speaks very well, but if I were to give my final verdict on whom I think should be Miss Karnataka, it shall either be Spurti or Anisha. Now coming to Andhra Pradesh got its highest placement in 2018 when Shreya Rao was adjudged as the runner-up. This time as well, the batch seems to be pretty strong one. Talking about Kritya Karda, I think she's the one candidate on whom my eyes were glued after watching all the audition videos. She speaks very well, she's very confident, she's quite photogenic, and other than that, I really like the charm and aura in her overall personality. She exudes confidence, and when I went through her audition videos, I really was impressed with her runway video because she walked in 3 different styles, so that was something which was really amazing. Arpita Kumar too has a great walk, but I was not very much convinced with her diction. So I think if she works upon that in her personal interview, I think she has a long way to go. Now next we have Saundarya Gowda. She's one candidate whom we should not ignore in this competition. She is great on runway as well as in photo shoots, and she has a very magical voice. Sneha Pragada, who is a doctor by profession, also seems to be a fair choice for this title. She speaks very well and she has a decent walk as well. I really like her smile whenever she's talking. If you ask my final verdict for Andhra Pradesh, I think it should be Kritya Karda, who is my #1 choice for winning the state title. But other than her, Saundarya and Sneha can also be possible game changers. Now coming to God's own country, Kerala. I'm really puzzled for the fact that other states had top 5 finalists, but Kerala has top 6 finalists. Nonetheless, starting with Rhea, I think she has a very beautiful and cute kind of face. I really love her charming smile. She's so graceful when she dances and she exudes brilliance in her overall personality. Apart from that, she has a decent walk. She just needs to brush up her twirls and turns and then she's good to go. Nakshatra Bharathan also seems to be a decent choice for the title, but she needs to brush up her spontaneity whenever she's speaking. Talking about Nikita Thomas, I was really impressed with her runway skills. Probably one of the best walk in this entire state batch. She has what it takes to go ahead in the competition. She has a beautiful face, amazing facial features, very photogenic on camera, and other than that, her overall personality is quite engaging. Mariam Paul as well seemed to be a decent choice in introduction, but if you were to ask my final verdict for this state, I think it's Nikita Thomas who should win the state title, and if not her, we should go with Rhea. And now coming to the East Zone, we are done with the South Zone, and I must say that South Zone finalists are somewhere better than the East Zone finalists. Now surprises can always be expected in the beauty pageants, but still if you were to ask me honestly what I feel about the finalists, I think it's the South Zone batch which is quite stronger in the competition other than the East Zone finalists. But nonetheless, a lot of time is still left for Femina Miss India 2020, so we can expect a lot of changes and transformation, and which is after we shall decide that which zone comes stronger. Talking about Odisha, I think Pranati Oja is the one who should win the title of Miss Odisha. If not Pranati, I think Diksha or Subhashri should also get the chance to win Miss Odisha title. Either of them will be a decent choice. Talking about Bihar, I really like Tanushri's posture. She is quite decent in her overall demeanor. But if I were to answer that who was the one person whom I really liked for spontaneity, I think it will be Sakshi Sai. Sakshi is studying medicine right now, and if we observe her overall personality in the introduction video, I think she is the one who talks with spontaneity and she has that vivaciousness in her speech. So Sakshi seems to be very spontaneous. She maintains her smile throughout the speech. That is one thing which really attracts me. But if you were to ask me my favorite candidate from Bihar, I think it should be Ananya Priyadarshini, who is a Campus Princess finalist. Now we have already talked about her in my previous video where I discussed about Campus Princess finalist, and I think she stands a fair chance to win Femina Miss India Bihar this year. So my final verdict for Bihar would be either Ananya or Sakshi. Talking about Jharkhand, I think Riddhi Kumar is one of the great candidates which we can see in Jharkhand batch. She is really a good speaker. She speaks with confidence and she exudes charm and magnificence whenever she is engaging with the audience in front of the camera. This is one quality which we all look forward to any girl who is coming to participate in any beauty pageants. Riddhi has that spontaneity in her speech and that desire in her eyes is clearly visible. I really love her. Now, other than her, I think Sneha is also one of the most prepared candidates in the Jharkhand batch. I really liked her introduction video. She has inculcated many aspects of her life in that introduction video, which is what I find quite impressive. And other than her, I really like the efforts of Rupali and Shilpa. But if I were to give my final verdict on who should win Femina Miss India Jharkhand, it should be Riddhi or Sneha. Talking about West Bengal, Ankita Saha has a really good walk, but I was really puzzled by the fact that I could not find her introduction video in the Roposo app, which was really surprising. But other than that, I really liked her walk. Talking about the Campus Princess finalist Asmita, she seems to be very strong in the competition. She speaks with confidence. I really like how she communicates and she is decent in runway skills as well. But if you were to ask me who is the one candidate to whom I'm looking forward to in the competition from West Bengal, I think it should be Meghna Bose. I had been following her journey since quite a long time, I think 4 to 5 weeks, ever since she auditioned for Femina Miss India, and I have been closely observing her social media presence, her audition videos and so on. So I think Meghna has what it takes to go ahead in the competition. She walks very well, she speaks confidently and she seems to be a wise choice for the competition. If not Meghna, I think Anushka Laha is one candidate to whom we should look forward to in the coming competition because she is quite dynamic as a candidate. She is pursuing PhD now. Many of you don't know that I am also a PhD degree holder. So I have really immense respect for the people who are pursuing PhD because it requires a lot of patience and time. So I really respect Anushka for this fact that despite of her busy schedule, she is giving her best in the Femina Miss India journey, because when I went through her audition videos, I really liked her walk and I really liked her introduction video as well. She seems to be speaking from heart. She sounded spontaneous and she sounded more mature and confident. So she is also a possible game changer and may even end up winning Femina Miss India West Bengal. Although her walk needs a little bit of brushing, but I think that can be worked upon. Talking about Molly Haldar, I think she might come up with a very strong Beauty with a Purpose project if given a chance. I really liked her introduction video and I think if not Meghna or Anushka, Molly Haldar can also be a possible game changer for West Bengal. So my final verdict, I'll be choosing 3 candidates from West Bengal and they will be Meghna, Anushka and Molly. Either of the 3 can win the title of West Bengal.
Talking about Chhattisgarh, I think the CP finalist Vanshika Davra is the one who should be looked forward to in the competition of Femina Miss India Chhattisgarh. She speaks well and she has a great walk as well, and I think she will make a fair choice for the crown. Talking about Aditi Singh, I think she is also one of the candidates who has the high chance of winning Femina Miss India Chhattisgarh. She's a law student and she has a great walk as well. She speaks very well, she's photogenic, and I think she can also be the possible winner of Femina Miss India Chhattisgarh. So either Vanshika or Aditi will be the suitable choice for Chhattisgarh.
So that was all for today's video. Do let me know in the comment section who are you rooting to see as the top 31 finalists of Femina Miss India 2020 from their respective zones and states in the comment section below, and I'll be very happy to read who is ruling your mind right now. If you haven't followed me on Instagram yet, you can go ahead and follow me at Pageants with Vagisha. We are very close to be reaching 10k at Instagram, and if we reach 10k, I surely will go live on Instagram and answer your questions as many as I can. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned for zonal reviews from Northeast, North Zone and West Zone in the coming days, and we shall be meeting soon with a new video. Thank you for watching and I'll see you guys next time.